ounces of burgers
Mhm.
versus 6 ounces of a turkey burger. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So when you're logging your food, you're like, like the fat is what drives up the calories. Now you can eat a burger, it's fine, but you're gonna have to eat less because there's more fat, which raises your calories.
Yep.
Versus the turkey or a fish or
or you can
chicken
have more
breast.
with it.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
more
eat.
with it to eat. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
So talk about the first week of classes. How was that?
I
you?
was nervous, very, very, very nervous. 'Cause I didn't want to step on any toes. I wanted to make sure, I need to make sure I make my appearance. I've already committed. Money's down.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
committed. I'm in this thing until the end. I need to. I want to. I want to focus in and make sure I'm not screwed up class. So I always try to find a spot that was like a caddy corner of the instructors. That way I could see them. I was like, okay, all right, I'm not screwing up. Okay, to the left. Okay, no, right. No, okay, this. Okay, we're going this way, that way. Okay, we're doing good. So I still just up till even yesterday, I was like, I'm still a caddy corner of the instructor, making sure. Okay, yep. Am I doing it right? Okay, we're good. We're still doing good. And a lot of things were like, oh, you do this next. I'm like, wait, what's that? I know I've done this like 1,000 times. What is this then?
Oh gosh,
okay.
that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, I definitely.
Had you ever done kickboxing before?
I have done kickboxing before, and that's why part of the reason why I definitely fell in love with that. So I always look forward to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm like, yeah, kickboxing.
Now, where'd you do that? Like, is that at the Y?
At the Y, and then I was also I started training with like MMA stuff.
Okay.
So I wanted to do that. I wanted to actually get a fight in. I got big into MMA.
How long ago was that? Was that before children?
That was before I turned 30. I wanted to get a fight in, so I actually trained with a friend of ours. He actually, I think he goes through Midwest MMA. Jesse Lee's his name. They had their own thing, and we did jujitsu. We did boxing, kickboxing, and everything. And I learned all the Muay Thai stuff and really got into it, but I couldn't get rid of the gut. And I was like, this is great. This is a good cardio, but I'm still not, Yeah, I feel you feel good for maybe 20 minutes after class, but you don't feel like the refreshment I feel here, like throughout the whole day.
Right.
Or, even though the first week barrels, I didn't want to say it sucked because because your body hurts.
Oh yeah.
It hurts. I'm not going to lie about that one. But
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. We're in a little different setting than we usually are because it's not 2 to 3 anymore for me. And also, Jeffrey, have you ever actually sat in here?
Not for
talked?
No. I've shadowed watching the board a little bit, but no, they decided to clear me and actually give me a microphone
Give
spot.
you a microphone.
I know,
Let's
it's exciting.
Don't prove them wrong.
Fingers crossed. Let's
prove them right.
Yeah, let's prove them right.
They're giving you the opportunity. Let's show them what we can do.
Exactly.
So, today is a very important day and a special day for both Jeffrey and I. We're starting the show, That's a W, where we talk everything women's sports. We talk WNBA, which Jeffrey knows a lot of, and there is a lot to talk about, especially just within this week and stuff moving forward. So we're going to jump into that in a little bit. But before we do, kind of just want to show everyone who you are, tell them why you like sports, how you got into sports, where you're from, things like that. So, because I know people have heard my voice before, but they need to be able to put the name to the voice. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
I'm the newbie here. Ellie's been here a minute. She's much more experienced than I am. But yeah, my name is Jeffrey Calhoun. I am from Lincoln originally, but I am a student at the University of Missouri down in Columbia. Old Big 8 fans, please don't be mad at me. It just was the best choice for me. But I decided my sophomore year of high school that I wanted to go into sports broadcasting. And so pursuing a journalism and a film degree down in Columbia. And then really my sophomore year of college, I really decided that I wanted to call volleyball, do play-by-play for volleyball. That is the ultimate end goal, but have really delved deep into a lot of different sports. Joined the Association for Women of Sports Media chapter down in Columbia at and have just really, really enjoyed the niche of, women's sports, especially the WNBA. This summer's been crazy, as we'll talk about here soon. But I think that a lot of women's sports are very undercovered. And so I'm interning here this summer. I've been here about a month, and I approached Ellie about starting this show, and she was pretty on board pretty quickly. I think we met, and like 20 minutes later, she agreed to do the show with me.
It was just perfect timing where I
great.
was kind of transitioning out of a show just because of graduating. I graduated from Nebraska Wesleyan in May of this year. And nothing against Nebraska Wesleyan. It was just I wanted to step away from that
Right.
and dive into a little bit more instead of just the interview side of things, actually talking about things that are happening within the world of sports, especially within women's sports. I think that's something that we really need to talk about.
Agree.
Here on the station, because there is no show that is specifically designated for women's sports. Obviously, some producers and hosts are talking about that, especially during the WNBA, the rise of it throughout the year. But specifically talking about that, giving it like the time and the energy that it takes to talk about these different things that are happening within the rise of women's sports. Everyone's watching women's sports.
Exactly.
They literally made a shirt.
I know.
They're
really expensive, but
I know
they're insane.
Uh-huh.
It's insane because like Together X now works with Nike, and the prices are much higher. Like I think a hoodie's like $100.
Yes, they are. It's $50 and $100 for a hoodie.
Insane. It's insane. I'm really happy though because I don't even know if I told you about this. We can talk about this more later when we talk about the Nebraska Pride. But like I worked one of their games last weekend, and they made Nebraska Pride Everyone Watches Women's Sports shirts, and they gave me one for working with them.
That's awesome.
So I have one now, and it didn't break the bank, and I'm very happy. So
I want to order one. So
cool.
I look at the site maybe once a day just to just look at it. It's still there. If anybody's wondering, every time I look, it is still there.
Still expensive.
Have I bought one? No.
No.
But I will let everyone know once I buy one if it was worth it. And it will be, because I feel like I'm just going to wear it all the time.
That's so real.
Especially working in a sports setting. I try and branch out a little bit.
Yeah.
But diving into
fair.
things, what drew you to the ticket? What made you want to come and do radio?
So I do radio down at the University of Missouri, just student radio there, but I've done that for pretty much my entire college career, doing a lot of play-by-play. And then I started a show this last year, a volleyball show called Service to 7. Shout out my co-host Aaron and Matthew. I'm hoping they're watching. But that really took off more than I thought it would. That's been a ton of fun to do. And so I've loved radio. I love, having my voice talk about sports. And again, I grew up in Lincoln, so I know the sports culture here. And, my family, most of them now live out in Southern California, and I wasn't 100% set on coming back to Lincoln, but you want to work sports radio, you want to do volleyball, 2 + 2 = you're going to go back to Lincoln for a little bit. So I'd been familiar with the Ticket's work with the Supernovas, not this past season, but 2 seasons ago, and a lot of the other work they did. And I just reached out to Rebecca Pearson and was like, hey, can I come work for you guys? And they hired me on. Everything worked out. So yeah, and I've loved it. I'm kind of doing, for those of you who don't know, most of what I'm doing right now is more behind the scenes stuff. If you follow us on social media, most of the reels that are pushed out, that's me making those. So I've had a ton of fun doing that. Again, being a film major, I love doing editing, video kind of stuff. So that's been a ton of fun. But, ultimate goal is to talk about sports. And I'm stunned. It's actually a month today since I've been here, which feels a little poetic.
I know.
But I'm stunned that.
Hey, a perfect timing to start a show 1 month in.
1 month in.
I think that's exactly when I started.
That's what's up.
Started speaking on the radio, and I appreciate Rebecca and DP giving me a chance to speak.
So kind of them.
Because
so very kind of them.
It's important to get your voice out there and to talk about things that you care about. And these are things that we care about is women's sports.
Yes.
So why women's sports? I know obviously you're into all sports. We talk all sports here, but you talk a lot about women's sports. Why specifically is this something that you want to talk about, and why do you think it's important to talk about?
I think what it is like, as you said, and like it's true. I like all sports. Like I would say I probably watch equal amount men's and women's sports. Maybe a little bit more women's, frankly, just because of volleyball and that being my favorite sport. But men's sports are covered a lot. I mean, you turn on any sports channel, you're getting the NBA, you're getting the NFL. I mean, the big four are all men's sports. And we are entering an era where women's sports are taking off more than they ever have before. The WNBA is huge. The past few years, March Madness for women's has been bigger than it has been for men's.
Gone up so much.
Viewership for the NCAA women's volleyball tournament is skyrocketing. But I still feel like there is a gap there. And, absolutely no shade at all to the shows that are here at the station. But outside of Emma Spence's Beyond the Routine, they're either all men's sports shows or they're all kind of all around shows. And most of what is talked about is, men's sports. And, I'm sitting here going, okay, the WNBA is currently in season.
Currently playing right now.
I mean, there are literally 3 games on right now.
Wow, we're talking. We've been like this whole day. We've been going back and forth and saying how close these games are. And
it's nuts.
Having the same games pulled up on our laptop.
Like the Wings Mystics game, there's 4 minutes left, and it's a 1-point game. Like, yeah, but that's the thing is like season's going on right now. Commissioner's Cup just ended, and even you have smaller sport. I mean, I talked about said it off the cuff, but the Nebraska Pride, there's a professional women's tackle football team.
Yeah.
An hour away up in Omaha, technically in Council Bluffs, but like they're the Nebraska team. I didn't know about them until 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of coverage.
And I didn't know about them until you told me about them.
Yeah. And they're fun. They're fun games.
Yeah.
They're a good team. And like, we'll definitely discuss that more because we have a segment set aside for their playoffs that are about to start. But I think there's just a lot that's undercovered. And I think that, you and I hopping in for an hour a week from 4 to 5 on Sundays could provide some of that extra coverage. And I think could provide people in Lincoln the opportunity to learn more about both local and national women's sports that aren't being talked about as much. So
let's dive into it. Let's talk about the Commissioner's Cup. It's on July 1st at 8 p.m. in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's between the Fever and the Lynx. Going into this, it's been a big week just within the WNBA, especially within the Fever and the Sun, the Connecticut Sun that was played a few days ago. A lot happened. There was a lot of fights, and people like to think that this was directly because of Caitlin Clark. People say she started it. Personally, I don't think it was started. I think it was just a lot of pent up emotion and anger that's been taken out.
Yeah.
And it came down to just people fighting in general. So obviously you watched the game, everything. How did that kind of unfold? What was really happening within there? And we'll kind of just like go into, there were some fines given out and how much those cost. But what do you know about the situation that was happening during this game?
I guess do you want to talk about how it unfolded in the context of this one game, or how it's unfolded kind of in the context of the whole league in the season first? Because I feel like those are kind of 2 different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now, let's talk about the game.
Okay.
Just the specific game.
I'm pulling up just some of the highlights. Basically, kind of what happened was Caitlin Clark and JC Sheldon started to get into it a little bit. Caitlin Clark, on a very aggressive drive. Or I'm sorry, it was Marina Mabry. I apologize. Hand got up, poked her in the eye. Not sure if it was intentional, but in a fit of pain, Clark, pushes Sheldon at the side. Mabry comes up and just
shoves her to the ground.
Clocks Clark. I mean, if you watched, a couple years ago, Camila Cardoza and Angel Reese in that SEC championship game, very similar energy. I mean, Clark kind of went flying. And then Clark and Sheldon had some words for each other afterwards. And then the end of the game comes up.
There's 47 seconds left in this game.
Indiana's up by 17. They've won the game.
Yes.
And
not until this one.
Jace and it just boils over. Sophie Cunningham just swings.
Yeah.
She gets a foul against JC Sheldon. That was what it was officially listed. It was a defensive foul, but she also she went for her neck. And I will say, there were some very good photos taken at this, and you can see, especially because she's got bright orange nails. It was caught in 4K, back of the neck, pulls her, and then both teams just go at it.
And she knew what she was doing. Sophia Cunningham threw it to the ground and was ready. She was ready she understood the consequences of her actions. She knew that something was going to develop, something was going to happen after she did this foul. And also, they know this. I have a quote from Sophie after the game. Is during that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a built-up of a couple years now of them just not protecting the star players of the WNBA. At the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. Props to her. I love it. From the beginning, with Caitlin Clark coming in as a rookie, there was a lot of eyes, a lot of talk behind her. And even from the beginning, I felt like she was just getting beat up.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed. And I'm glad that somebody is finally, especially with her, what's it called? Being a veteran of the WNBA, her standing up and her saying something and doing actions a little bit more than words, even if those actions do cost you. And when I say cost, I mean $400.
Yeah, and we can talk more about that in a second.
Yeah,
but it's not going to break the bank for her.
There's somebody that's actually sticking up for these people. So now moving into what's happening in the league and somebody actually doing something. What have you seen this shift from? And I feel like it started when Caitlin Clark came in, because there's just these big names and women can fight. Women can fight.
Well, that's the thing is I can't remember who said it. It might have been Sanaya Rivers. But some people were complaining about getting too aggressive or too physical. And someone one of the players came out and was like, y'all love it when the men do it.
No, seriously.
Y'all love it.
Girls don't hurt each other, but people cheer and people love it when the men are hitting each other.
But Ja Morant, just goes after people. Draymond Green just starts taking swings. And they're
going for people in the crowd,
right?
And
they love it. But that's and I guess kind of my thing is watching the Fever last year and this year is very different, because I agree with you. Clark was getting bullied.
Yeah,
and I don't think anybody on the Fever, except for I would say Aaliyah Boston, was really standing up for her.
Something.
Aaliyah Boston was always kind of trying to do stuff and help her out, but it's one person. And then really I would say the additions of Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull this year are kind of giving Clark some backing.
Yeah.
And so I think that is increasing the aggression, because the Fever have done a pretty big overhaul this year with players, and I think culture as well, and are creating a team that's going to stick up for each other more.
Yeah.
And I agree with what you're saying with, it being when Clark entered the league, there being some more aggression. But I don't think it's just Clark. I think there's, because the Suns game before this, Angel Reese comes down and gets her hair tugged. And she, kind of went after
she was ready.
Player. And, the Sun also, they were ready to fight the Chicago Sky. There was some shippiness in that game too. And you're seeing it all across the league. Last night, De'Erica Hamby and Kelsey Plum cursed out a fan. And so you're seeing it. And I really think, I'm not going to say this is a silver bullet 100% reason, but I think kind of why there's some added aggression is you're kind of almost seeing two sects form in the WNBA. You're having the kind of the sect that's and I'm not saying one is right or wrong, but this, the WNBA has been built. There's a ton of players here already that have created the WNBA to be what it is.
Yeah.
We're important. Remember us. And the WNBA has been great, but we are bringing in a new era.
Yes.
We are changing the league for the better. We acknowledge what you've done, but changes are coming.
And they're also giving props to those veterans. They're giving the flowers where the flowers need to be given. And there's just it's just a respect thing. Caitlin has showed that she can play. She's
Yeah.
also been pretty humble about it, in my opinion. I think just going about her time and just playing the game that she loves. And I think that's what she's trying to do. But the media and other people, not saying they're making it hard for her because she's obviously going out and doing it.
Right.
But there's obviously like a chip on her shoulder. Like it's not a great thing to be thinking about. And I know that she's probably not the most clear headspace there for that.
Well, and I think that's what's frustrating is like, I would say, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I would say out of any professional league that I avidly watch, it is there's the smallest gap of
Mhm.
skill between rookies and veterans.
Yeah.
Because like, and that's not a good or a bad thing. It's just what it is. And so
Mhm.
that's why I think there's problems on like both of these sects. Like, yeah, the traditionalists, your Diana Taurasi's, your Sue Birds, your Kelsey Mitchell's, like, yeah, they've like poured in their time and they're doing
Mhm.
amazing. But then you have the Caitlin Clarks, the Paige Beckers, the Aaliyah
Yes.
Bostons that are coming in, and
The league
and,
has to
like,
continue
they're-
at that point, and people need to realize that you're great. You're going to continue to be great, but you're eventually going to retire. You need new blood,
Yeah.
and this is a perfect. You had a perfect rookies coming in and doing this,
Oh, yeah.
especially with Paige Becker coming in now, and
she's doing so good.
she's doing so
She's
good.
doing
I just saw her at a Coach commercial with a bunch.
I think I saw that.
Saw that?
Like, yeah, but like, and it's like, because I want to see, because they just released like the top 10 for all-star voting, and it's
Mhm.
pretty like, it's pretty
I did see
diverse
that,
as
yeah.
far as age goes.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to remember. I can't find the list right now, but it's like, you have older players like, I think Kelsey Plum's like 11th. You have
Mhm.
Sabrina Ionescu,
Yeah.
who's up there. She's been in the league for 5-6 years. But then you have Kiki Ufirin for the
Mhm.
Mystics, who's in her first year and really nobody saw coming.
No.
And so like, that's the thing is like, I think that this like in league rivalry it needs to stop. Like,
Yeah.
you need to acknowledge that there were players that built this league. They are still
Mhm.
super important, especially because there are a lot of those like strong veterans that are doing great things, but these new players are also doing great things.
It shouldn't be about them getting angry or anything like that, because
No.
the people are just going out there and the ladies are playing the game that they love to play.
Yeah.
And at that point, these veterans just need to, I don't know what's going through their head, if it just is in their head that things are changing. And I honestly think change is way better than just being stagnant, because people don't like watching stagnant.
No.
People like watching new blood, new people coming in. And obviously, we have seen a spike in viewership throughout the year of Caitlin Clark coming into the WNBA, and just this class that came into the WNBA. Give flowers to where the flowers need to be given. But they're just going out there and playing.
Exactly.
And it's just something that needs to put in the back burner. It's just these fights, like obviously a fight here and there for a good reason, have it happen. We
Like,
love to see
yeah.
it happen. But these fights that are just happening because it's just pent up anger at this, what's the word? This organization, or this just
dynamic shift.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, that's the thing is like, it's not the fights in and of itself that's bothering me. Like, you're right. It's like,
it's the principle.
it's exactly. It's the principle.
It's the principle.
You put some emphasis behind that. It's the
principle.
principle. It's a principle.
I love. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at the situation.
Yeah.
It's just I'm mad at the principle of things, and that's kind of what I'm seeing throughout the WNBA.
And you said it, like, people don't like stagnant, and that's not
No.
like that's not just a WNBA thing. That's a
No.
sports wide thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw it in the NFL. Like, everyone was cheering for the Eagles because they were tired of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like,
And I have a list of reasons in my notes to be an Eagles fan. And one of those is Chiefs do too much now.
right. I don't.
Joking. Love the Chiefs.
I don't. Fins up, baby. I want to see a player.
Yeah,
I want to
you
see.
and Jake.
Jake is a lot more negative about it than I
Yeah.
am, but I'm, he's also been in it much longer than I have. But like, and it's people got tired of Alabama football in the
Mhm.
2010s because it was the same thing.
Yeah.
People want
People
to
like
see-
the new thing. And
Yeah.
that's just how life is a lot of the times. It's just people want that new, it's giving new iPhone.
Yeah.
People want the new iPhone. People want something. It'll be in a few years. Yes, people remember Caitlin Clark's name, but there's gonna be a new person that comes in and changes the game, because the game is constantly evolving, and there's going to be new people that are looking up to Caitlin. It's just obviously Caitlin Clark was looking up to those veterans. Those veterans helped influence Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is influenced. It's just a chain reaction of constantly just new generations developing.
Yeah,
And that's what it is.
Watching Caitlin Clark like interact with Maya Moore and like any video is so funny because like
because she's fangirling in herself. It's like you're playing against these people. These are people that you've watched forever. Like her idols. I would hate to get stomped on by an idol just because they're mad that I play in my game.
But every time like Caitlin Clark sees her, like she forgets that she is like the most famous women's basketball player of all time. She's just like a 12-year-old girl who sees. I mean, granted, I would probably react the same if I was Maya Moore, but if I saw Maya Moore, but I'm also not Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
So like, and I think, and that's the thing is like, I mean, you have so many cool
it's
players.
The little girl coming out of her.
You have so many cool players coming down the pipeline. You have Lauren Betts coming up. You have Juju Watkins that's going to be in. I mean, very like she can kill it in the league right now. But like you have, and it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, you're even seeing. I mean, it's spread out. Outside of league, you're seeing cool stuff happen. I mean, I told you about this. They're releasing a line of WNBA Funko Pops.
Yes.
I will be buying the Asia Wilson one like immediately.
I will be getting the Caitlin Clark one.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. Like
before we where's the camera? Do I look like Caitlin Clark? I've gotten numerous.
I can
hundreds,
see it. Hundreds.
Random people. I was in the Bahamas one time. Somebody asked me, "Are you that basketball girl?" You're that that's what I'm saying. Caitlin Clark is in the Bahamas.
I can see Caitlin Clark
and I said
the Bahamas.
Yes. You're that because what are they gonna know?
Did you say yes?
Yeah.
You told people you were Caitlin Clark.
I am that basketball girl. They just said basketball girl. I knew who they were referring to, obviously.
I never thought about it, but now that you say it, I can see it.
It's just little features here and there.
That's
and
fair.
Everybody's like, that's perfect Halloween costume. It's a basic Halloween costume. Everybody assumes that I'm going to do that. Maybe I will.
Maybe you will, but like,
give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. Dress up like Caitlin Clark for Halloween.
No. So we're going to throw it to break, our first break. When we get back, I want to talk. Creighton dropped their schedule.
Yes.
Nebraska has dropped their schedule. Let's look into that a little bit.
Bang.
If you want to watch the Commissioner's Cup, like I said when we started, it's July 1st at 8 p.m. You can watch it on Prime Video. And I'm glad that it's on Prime Video because that's a big streaming service. $5,000 prize pool. There's money involved in this. $500,000?
Yeah, you said 5,000.
Oh. Well, the 500 I didn't come out. 500,000.
That's a lot of dollars.
$30,000 per player. 5,000 for the MVP. We're gonna throw it to break. I'm really excited to talk about volleyball, our favorite sport. We will be back very soon.
Time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping, structures, and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! I hear DP and them do that all the time when they come in. Boom! Or out of character.
I like you. I did not know you were gonna do that.
I didn't know I was gonna do it either until I did it.
You know what? You like spontaneous. As you
I
said
like
out there.
spontaneous.
She likes spontaneous.
During the break,
Ooh.
he was telling me about what he was doing. I said, I just love spontaneous. And he said, anything else after that? Spontaneous. What? I'm like, no, just spontaneous.
All the spontaneous things.
Love spontaneous. Let that be known.
Let the people know.
Let the people know.
Ellie Apfel loves spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
We
Put
love
on a
it.
shirt. All right. So let us talk about Creighton and Nebraska volleyball.
Yes. Okay.
Looking
So
at the schedules, Creighton's got.
We're gonna start
a
Creighton
little
first?
bit- Let's start with Creighton.
Okay.
First. We'll talk about the Bukahuna after this. Creighton has one of the toughest non-conference schedules. Looking at this, in
It's
the
insane.
country. It's insane.
they played the last 3 national champions in the first 2 games.
Yep.
They have Penn State in Lincoln.
Mhm.
They have Texas in Madison. They have Kansas in Madison. They have San Diego. They have Trojan Invitational in LA, which is San Diego, UCSD, and USC. Which, sidebar, I feel like anytime there's one of those like 4-team invitationals, there's always one team that's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And that's Creighton. Like last year, like Creighton's Blue Jay Invitational, it was Creighton, it was Drake, which is in Iowa, it was Mizzou, and then it was NC State. Like what this is such
Yeah.
anyways, I digress.
Big flip.
And then they have the Blue Jay Invitational, which is Louisville, Rice, Northern Iowa, And then
Still a hard, like,
yeah,
there was
that's
on
like
easy games.
no, like Rice was a solid team in the CUSA last year. Northern Iowa went round for round with
Yeah.
Louisville. Like these are not slackjaw
Mm-mm.
mid majors. And then obviously you have Louisville,
Yeah.
who is like they're gonna take a step back, but they're still Louisville.
Mhm.
And then Nebraska at CHI Health.
That'll be a
Which
good game. That'll be a
it's
packed
gonna
game.
it's gonna be awesome. And then the Creighton Classic with South Florida and then Kansas again.
Mhm.
And then they jump into Big East play. So I'm gonna ask you for like what are your first like kind of thoughts going through this non-conference schedule?
Going through this, I'm obviously not I'm not pushing on the brake at all. If I'm Creighton, I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's no slowing down at
Nope.
this point. It's going to be a constant, because you want a season that kind of is what's the word? Steady
Mhm.
until you get to these big games, and that's kind of you get to this peak, and then it kind of plateaus. This one for Creighton, it's go 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 go, and then we kind of get into the Big East where we can kind of take a little bit of a breather, but not too much of a breather, because obviously it's conference. You want to do well in conference, but you also want to show these. It's hard, but you also have to show that you're still Creighton volleyball. There's a lot of stuff going, especially with the new coaching
Right.
change.
Which
We
is-
got a new coach.
That was nuts. Like
That
that
was.
announcement floored
Just
me.
especially there was a lot of announcements coming on within the volleyball world, especially with John Cook, and then the fact that 2 Nebraska schools have their head coaches retire. Well, didn't not retire for Kristen Booth, but
She's not coaching anymore.
not coaching anymore, but still doing stuff within the volleyball world. For
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, especially because like I understand like they lose some solid players this year.
Yeah.
Like, Kendra Waite's gone, Emma Grote's gone, Elise Getzinger's gone. But like this team showed out in the tournament. Like they were the ones who knocked out
Mhm.
Texas. And like I think it was known that like Texas probably wasn't gonna win the national championship
Yes,
again.
but
Like
still,
they were the ones that did it.
yeah.
And there is an argument to be made. I think a strong argument to be made that they played Penn State harder than anybody in the
Yeah.
tournament. Because they and Nebraska were the only ones that took Penn State to 5. And I don't think Nebraska fans want to talk about that game because that was
I don't want to talk about it.
yeah, I don't want to
They
talk about it
do.
either.
It makes me want to vomit every time I think about it.
I don't want to talk about it either. But Creighton played them very, very well in Happy Valley, or not in,
Mhm.
but in Penn State.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking football. But like very similar environment.
Mhm.
And like you talked about the Big East this year. Like I'm gonna call a spade a spade. This is gonna be one of the worst years for the Big East in a long time.
Mhm.
Because there are, in my mind, there are really only 2 teams in the Big East besides Creighton that could be worth anything. And
It just feels like a year of a lot of teams are losing a lot of
Mhm.
key players.
right.
And it's obviously, I'm not going to say it's an overall rebuilding year, because there's obviously teams that are coming in. They're bringing in people that are like Penn State. I feel like they'll be a top contender again this year. And they always
They brought
are.
in Kennedy Martin. Like
Yeah, they always are. And that just, was a lot of development within the transfer portal. People coming from Nebraska got a few people from the transfer portal.
Mhm.
And they also I have this in here, 5 commits to Nebraska volleyball for the class of 2027.
which is ballistic.
Like 5 is, but there
they're-
is no commits for like the libero spot
Mhm.
for the class of 2026 right now. So they brought in 2 liberos for the class of 2025.
I mean, in the libero room in Nebraska right now is still like they're pretty young.
Yeah.
So like it's not the end of the
And
world.
I feel like that's something that people talk about. The liberos, who's wearing that jersey,
Right.
what's going to happen. It's all over my For You page a lot of the time. The edits.
Who do you think is gonna be?
Lainey Choboy.
Yeah.
That's the right choice.
Yeah.
I think.
I
hope so. I want to be right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right.
I think here's the thing. No matter what happens, people are going to be upset because I
Yeah.
think people are going to be like, oh, the libero position is worse than it was last year. Okay, yeah, because it was Lexi Rodriguez.
Uh-huh.
Like,
You can't
no.
outdo
like
the doer.
Elrod herself.
Thank
like,
you.
Arguably the best libero in collegiate volleyball history.
Yeah.
Like, the libero position is going to take a step back, but that's like saying the quarterback room at LSU is going to take a step back after 2019 Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Or like, UConn's going to be a little bit worse this upcoming year for basketball because Beckers is gone.
Yeah.
But like, actually, no, they still have Sarah Strong, and
They're gonna be,
anyways,
they're gonna be-
bad analogy.
Bad analogy.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Looking at Nebraska, so
Anyways.
coming back around, I know I just said we were talking about Creighton. Now we look at Nebraska. We're just looking at volleyball in general.
Yes.
There's a lot of different things coming out. I'm loving schedules coming because then
That's
you
great.
can put them in your calendar
I
and say
know.
which one to go into. I would love to go to more Creighton volleyball games just because I went to one last year and I want to go to Omaha. I want to experience CHI, that atmosphere. Just because volleyball in Nebraska within those big arenas is fun no
It's
matter
amazing.
what. And it's just such a fun sport to watch, especially just because there's so much. Looking at Nebraska volleyball right now, we got some good players coming
Oh,
in,
yeah.
especially some transfers that I'm very excited about. I love watching Harper Murray play and just the dynamic, but nobody will top my girl, Andy Jackson.
I love Andy Jackson so much.
Love Andy Jackson, and it's a girl crush for sure. I'm like, you're so great at everything.
We did not talk about this off air beforehand. I am so happy that you have
We
the same.
agree.
Oh my gosh, Andy Jackson is she is my favorite player currently
Yes.
at Nebraska because she is just a brick wall.
Mhm.
Like you can't get past her. It's
Yes.
just simply not possible. Like I love Andy Jackson.
And it's actually a good thing, especially that we're having these conversations about who's the libero jersey going to, who's going to be within that starting spot at the quarterback position, center. What is going to happen? And I think that's awesome just to know that Nebraska has the versatility to be able to do that.
Mhm.
That if something were to happen, you can put that libero jersey on 3 or 4 players, and you also have the options of X, Y, and Z. Obviously, options are awesome just because things happen, but it also sucks just because those people aren't going to get the playing time. And we're not going to see those people play as much. But also, that's the thing. Nebraska's just about development. Like there's constant, and that's what you want to see. Is you don't want to see, like I said, people don't like stagnant. People like change, and people like to watch people develop into those players. And that's what was so awesome about the class, Harper Murray and Andy Jackson's class, is we saw so much. There's still growth happening. They were awesome. They still are awesome, but they're still being awesome.
And like, you talked about Harper Murray and just like seeing the way that she has grown both as a player and as a person has been really, really cool because I mean, the people of Lincoln obviously know everything she went through, and seeing the relationship that she had with John Cook and him taking her under his wing was
their relationship.
It was incredible.
It made me cry.
Well, I'm not sure.
Just their relationship in general makes me cry.
I was watching. There were so many. I'm gonna just say there were so many mini docs that came out after John Cook retired. I can't remember which one I was watching, but there was one, and he goes, I told Harper first that I was retiring because I knew that was gonna be the hardest and
one.
that like
just
like that just
you're
destroyed me.
joking.
I'm like,
You did that? Are you serious? I literally know.
I couldn't.
Oh, it's just like so. Okay, tearjerker. Where's the tissues? It was. I love that people have visceral reactions to him, the legacy that he built, and him retiring from that not like leaving that legacy and just pass that legacy down to a coach like Danny is. I'm very excited. Where do you see this season going with this new coach?
I'm gonna be so real. The realistic floor for this team is Elite Eight.
Yeah.
And right now, I think the national championship is a 2-horse race between Nebraska and Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're always just top contenders. And I'm interested to see the different Cinderella stories that play out this year.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good ones. I don't think this is like a national contender Cinderella, but I really like UConn. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's like again, this isn't a team that like I think, is gonna like win the national championship. Like
Mm-mm.
I think that's a team that could like make their way to the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, maybe pull off an upset against one of the harder
Mhm.
teams on the schedule. Like I
Saw
like them.
SMU last year.
Dude, SMU until
I-
Mizzou rolled to town. Until Mizzou
Until
rolled into
Mizzou.
town. Go
Oh.
Tigers. Go Tigers.
Go
Yeah.
Tigers.
That was I gotta call that game. That was
Uh-huh.
fun. I can't lie. I was on play by play for the third set where the final score was 33-31. So out of breath after that. I was so tired.
Just keeping your
I was
composure through all of that would
oh my
I
gosh.
would
Well,
not be
like,
able to.
having like that was one of the biggest wins in Mizzou volleyball history.
Yeah.
Having to be professional
Yes.
through that, like as a fan, because like I
have a
watched
really hard. I don't have a hard time. I do it, but especially like you're trying to be professional during play-by-play. When I would announce games that were, it's so hard, and that's why I loved going to as many away games as I could, even if they were in Iowa, every single one of them, because I liked being able to not show who I really am, but say how I'm really feeling.
right. Like I got to as a fan go to one volleyball game for Mizzou last year, and it was so much fun.
It's
It was
so
so much
fun.
fun. Like, listen, don't get me wrong. I love
The home-
covering it.
Mhm.
But like doing it as a fan, it's just
Yeah.
like it's a cool time. And like it's funny because like, like I know like a number of the players, like
Mhm.
I know some of the coaches, and like obviously they know like I'm a student, I'm a fan, but they also know, I roll up in a suit,
Yeah.
and like I have to be,
Very
professional and
professional in that
non-biased on
suit.
air. And I'm like and then like they beat the number 9 team in the country, and I'm like trying not to lose my mind.
No
Like,
big deal.
yeah, no big deal. Mizzou will be moving on to the Sweet 16 professional.
Thank you guys very
Thank you,
much
guys.
for.
This is
And then he forgot to turn off the mic and he screamed.
I promise you guys I don't do my play-by-play like an NPR host. It's more exciting than that, but it's, even keel and unbiased.
It's very unbiased.
It's kind of unbiased.
Kind of
It's,
biased.
you
have to
I
stay
do my
neutral.
best.
You're
yes,
Switzerland. You're Switzerland.
the bit with me and me and my co-broadcaster, one of the photographers was in an unbiased, we would put in an unbiased way before every single sentence, be like, in an unbiased way, I hope Mizzou gets a sweep here.
Yeah.
Like in an unbiased sense, of course.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
But anyways, back to
No, it's fine. I want to talk about something that's happening.
Yes.
Obviously, Nebraska is a huge volleyball state. It is the volleyball state
The volleyball
of
state.
the world. And I saw this on Instagram sometime last week, and I added it to show notes right away. I needed to talk about it.
This is so
Battle
cool.
at, I think it's Ball Stadium. That's how you pronounce it. It is an outdoor high school volleyball showdown happening Thursday, August 21st. It is happening between Millard North. It's all the Millard schools. So Millard North, Millard South, and Millard West. This is happening at Ball Stadium. So it's pretty much Memorial Day, not Memorial Day, Volleyball Day in Nebraska, but high school.
I love it.
I'm
I love
excited. When I
it.
saw this, I was like, okay, I'm wondering how this is going to play out, just because I had the same thoughts going into volleyball day at Memorial. How is this going to happen? How are they going to make this happen? I'm excited to see how this is going to work, and if this is something that could turn into, hey, we do this next year and for the years to come.
Well, I think the cool thing about this is the results of the game doesn't really matter.
No, because this is Jamboree games playing. These are the first games that these ladies are playing. These are Jamboree. These are their Jamboree games. They're just making it more fun and exciting.
And when Nebraska did, volleyball days, like everyone remembers this as one of the coolest moments in the university's history. Nobody talks about the fact that they played Nebraska Omaha in the one game that
nobody
actually,
cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It was cool.
Yeah.
And
the people that did, it's like, you're thinking about it too much. Don't think about that. Like who? Ask.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's
you
for the
gotta
vibes.
go and you gotta watch volleyball in a football stadium.
That's
and
cool.
it's just another generational thing. I'm loving, and this was just a key thing that I want to take away just throughout this whole journey of talking about women's sports, is that this is for the next generation
Right.
continuing. And the fact that these girls get to play volleyball in their high school football stadium, when they get asked what was your favorite high school volleyball memory, playing wise, I bet you they say playing in that high school stadium because it's just a fun, exciting atmosphere that I know that they're going to remember forever.
And I like the devotion that they're giving to girls sports in high school because it's, and I think about this all, one of the most heartbreaking, genuinely one of the most heartbreaking moments that I've ever experienced in sports was I went to high school at Pius. There was a doubleheader. Both of the girls team and the boys team played at Southwest. And like they were back to back. And so I was like, okay, like I'm just going to go to both games. I buy tickets to the girls game and just hang out. I was the only person that went that wasn't like a journalist at our school. And I saw a girl on the team in my anatomy class the next day. I barely knew this girl. And she walks up to me and she goes, "Hey, I saw you were at our game last night." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like it was a ton of fun. Like it was and what because I think if I'm remembering right, the girls, one of the boys lost.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, it was really fun. It was a fun game." She looks at me and goes, "Thank you for coming." And I about started sobbing in the middle of my anatomy class. But like my point is, like, for so long, like there hasn't been that kind of devotion or work to getting people in to these events. And just now
watching,
like, yeah, like just show up. Like that's the thing. Is like,
and it means so people don't understand how much it means to people to just show up.
Yeah. Like just be, even if like you don't know what's going on or like just sit there, enjoy the cool fall weather. Like just be there. And I love that they are doing something like this. And I love that they're doing it with the 3 Millard schools, like to create a sense of community within the area. And like I think you're totally right. Like you're gonna, they're gonna ask these girls 10 years down the line, what was your favorite high school memory? And I can bet you that half of these girls are gonna say playing at our football stadium.
It's gonna be so fun, and we have to go, obviously.
Yes,
well, you're gonna be back.
I think I'm gonna be back in Missouri.
Back in Missouri. You can watch it on the live stream. I'll send you a video.
Please
we're gonna throw it to our last break. When we get back, we're going to games of the week, WNBA, all the things. We're giving our predictions. Who's winning? Who's losing? All that when we get back.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1000 402-534-1919. That's home to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts, hair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back for one more segment of That's a W. First show,
Really
I'm
drew that
feeling
out.
very good about it. I'm
loving it.
loving the conversation we're having. Was everything said on the show? No.
No, we left so much
But
on our script.
yes, like I said before, we love spontaneous.
We do. We love spontaneous.
Spontaneous. Spell it.
SP.
Don't spell it.
You just told me to spell it.
It was a joke. Anyways, moving into games of the week, wrapping it up. We talked WNBA, we talked volleyball. Something that I didn't really know, a thing that started in June, inaugural season, June 2025, the AUSL, the
Athletes Unlimited
Softball League. It's professional softball.
It's fine.
They only have 4 teams right now?
Yes.
4 teams. And it started on June 7th.
Yes.
So
It's fun. There is going to be a series in Omaha. I'm
Mhm.
really mad because I'm like leaving for California that day. I'm really mad, but you know,
Bad
I gotta
timing.
see my family or whatever. I'm kidding. I
Yeah.
love you guys. I'm really excited
Love
to
you.
come out
See
to
you guys
Cali.
soon.
They're definitely
Anyways.
watching. Anyways, love you guys. Love you, Dad. I'll see
Looking
you
at the
soon.
WNBA
Anyways.
this week. Take us through it.
Okay, so I picked out 5 games that I think are the best. Do you want to go one by one, or do you want to
Just
we're
one by
going to go one by one. Okay, first game, Liberty at Valkyries. I think this game's
Liberty.
really interesting. I'm going to take the Liberty as well.
Mhm.
But the Valkyries are one of the weirdest teams in the
Yeah.
WNBA. They beat the Aces by 30, and then they lost to the Wings. So I don't really
How
know.
do you lose to the Wings?
No, I don't really know. The
Hard loss.
Dallas Wings, actually, let's see. Did they beat the Mystics? That game was going into
went into
overtime. Where's the score? Okay, Mystics beat the Wings. So currently the Wings are 2-0 against the Connecticut Sun and 1-12 against literally everybody else. And the one in that is the Valkyries.
Yeah.
So they're weird. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Liberty. I think not making the Commissioner's Cup. is
Doing
gonna
it for
finish the
Ellie.
foundation. Ellie the Elephant, best mascot
Best
of the
mascot out there.
WNBA. And then Sparks at Fever.
Fever every time.
I'm gonna be super biased.
I know.
Give me the Sparks.
I know.
Give me
it's
the Sparks.
Fever's
I
my
love
favorite.
the
You
Sparks.
love your Sparks.
I love
It's
the Sparks.
Too
Love my LA Sparks.
house divided.
House divided.
House divided.
House
for sure.
divided.
But I'm
What-
gonna pick home court energy.
We're definitely gonna have a very aggressive discourse next
Yes.
week, depending on who wins.
But I feel like Fever say they got the home court energy.
See,
Playing with recent momentum. But I think they might have just lost to the loss.
what was the final? They were playing. Yeah, they lost to Vegas by 8, but it was
Vegas.
also on the road.
True.
But
And there were some things that I was seeing in that game that I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm gonna say the Sparks because they got that dog in them.
Looking at the links in the dreams. We're gonna move on to I'm taking links.
Yeah, I gotta go with the. I mean, that's an interesting game, but like the Lynx have been the best team of the
Yes.
week. I mean, they got punched in the teeth for 3 quarters last night by the Sparks, and then they won by almost 20.
Mhm.
I was really upset, but they've
Obviously.
proved that like even in tough situations,
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
they are like that. Courtney Williams is historically one of the best players in recent WNBA history.
Mhm.
Nafisa Collier is looking like the early MVP.
Mhm.
Granted, she's been battling some injuries, but yeah, I'm going with the Lynx.
And tell us before we're gonna wrap it up. I obviously know we have some more games to talk about,
Yes.
but tell everyone about Nebraska's women's football team.
Okay, so there is a professional women's tackle football league called the WFA, the Women's Football Alliance. And I just kind of fell down a rabbit hole on social media and discovered them. And it's a big league. I think they have like 57 teams. They work in a relegation system. And Nebraska has a team. They're called the Nebraska Pride. Have a super cool color scheme. It's like blue and teal. It's awesome. Black and like electric blue is more of what it is. But They were Division II last year, ran through that schedule, won the championship, got moved up to the pro level this year, and their all-pro quarterback left the team. They were running with a quarterback who had never taken a snap under center. Finished the season 4-2, top 10 in the overall league standings, and are in the playoffs now. And they look good. So they're going on the road to play the St. Louis Slam in this 8-team pro playoff. As much as I love them, the St. Louis Slam are the number 1 team in the league. I got to go with St. Louis.
Yeah. We did it.
We did it.
First show. I'm hoping everybody has a great rest of their Sunday. We will see you guys next Sunday, 4 to 5. Everybody have a great rest of their week.
Everyone go watch some women's sports.
Go watch women's sports, because guess what?
Everyone
watches women's sports.
We almost got that.
By the end of it, yeah.
By the end of the summer,
turn it into something.
We'll turn it into something cool.
Because it'll be cool.
It'll be great.
All right. Happy week, everybody. We will
Thank you
see
for tuning
you
in.
next time.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark